started, and we might be
For
live right
sure.
now. Which, if we are live right now, that would be wild. That would be wild if we're right.
I'll
Awesome.
check.
Oh yeah, I think we're live right now. Hello, hello. That's unfortunate.
We are live. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, give me a couple. Give me a couple seconds to figure out what I need to do. I'm gonna go ahead and turn you down a little bit, Haverscrunt. I don't actually know
Okay.
what we're doing here. Oh, actually, we're chilling. Yeah, no,
Bing chilling.
yeah, I think our EQ is perfectly fine.
Cool. Cool. What's
Yeah.
up? How many sports gamer here?
You gonna open us up here, Haverscrunt? Is that what we're doing?
Oh,
You're gonna be like, hello everyone, and welcome back to another DDL Main League live stream for your Rotom Conference Finals between these two very exciting teams in the Lavender Town Lampents, second seeded Lavender Town Lampents, my bad, and the fourth seeded Kanto Koraidons, who upset the Terruptive Terrakions in the first seed. And so this is a very fun matchup where we saw Dakota take that game one very, very easily, and he's looking to take a second game off here to get a massive lead in this series. But before we get into that, I'm Clomps, and I'm joined here today with my boy Haversack. How are you doing today, Haversack?
I'm good, man. I'm looking at the teams here. We got some changes. I'm excited. We got some creative players. I'm happy to be here.
For sure. And it's going to be a really exciting one. If you want to go ahead and kick us off for the team preview, we're a little bit late because I procrastinated a little bit too much here, but I'd appreciate it.
I can't see the teams.
Oh, do you not see it on stream? Ooh, yeah, no, you
No,
cannot see
I'm
it.
watching
Well, yeah,
watching. Oh, there we go. Okay, it came up. Sorry.
we're seeing.
So
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
for Spanish, we're not seeing the Mimikyu here. Curious to see how he's going to bring up Trick Room. We're going to see like a covert cloak. We'll see. Um, think pretty much the same team for Dakota, I believe. Pretty much the same team as the last time. We got
Yeah.
the we got Conkelder, we got the Toxapex, we got the Meowstic, we got the Mega Drampa, the Tinkaton, and the Audino for Span. And for Dakota, we got the Mamoswine, the Sneasler, the Mousehold, the Weirdeer, the Mega Charizard X, and the Belly Bolt.
Yeah, no, and I think this Belly Bolt, it's one of those mons that we've seen multiple times throughout this season for the Lavender Town Lampents, and it's just consistently been producing good results for him. Whether it's there to take damage, take the focus off of some of those other heavier hitting mons from Dakota's side, um, or if it's actually the damage dealer here being unkillable and doing what it wants to do. And I think Dakota knows that Span has to respect this Belly Bolt in this matchup, or else it will just snowball the entire game in his favor, anyways. And so Span, likely, we're going to see him put a lot of effort into this Belly Bolt once again, but it'll be interesting to see if he can spread the damage across the board this time, because, it's just, it's just really interesting to see Span's game plan. We know he doesn't have a good matchup. We know that on paper it looks like a tough matchup. He's playing Trick Room. Belly Bolt naturally counters Trick Room pretty easily, actually. And so, unless you have a really strong Ursaluna, which isn't even in regulation right now, it can make Trick Room really, really, really hard to play here. And seeing as Dakota has the only one of the few ground types here that can fit into a Trick Room team at all, Span's a little bit out of luck with a little bit of his team comps, especially given that he has that Toxapex, he has that Tinkaton that are going to be taking super effective damage. That Dramp is going to be taking super effective ice damage, and nothing really wants to get chipped off from an EQ, from a high horsepower pickup or a Prio KO from an Ice Shard, stuff like that. And that's why Dakota's team's so dangerous. It just plays really nicely into Trick Room, and Span is going to have to find a way around it if he wants a chance in this series. Haversack?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw this Belly Bolt do some serious damage in the last game. I'm just really curious to see how he's gonna work around it this time with really only having one resistance when that Mega Drampa. Uh, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, we got some creative players. I'm sure he did something to adjust.
Yeah, no, and I think Span he has a pretty similar team, all things considered. But I wonder if he's gonna try and do some stall a little bit here because we saw last time or in that last series that was kind of what was pushing his team through that series was being able to get that chip damage, being able to clean up later with Drampa, or get good chip off early with his damage dealers and then stall out the game. It doesn't have to be chip first, damage later all the time necessarily. Sometimes it's better to get rid of those threats first. But of course, Span here needs to try to get a lot of damage off as soon as possible in this matchup for the most part, or else Dakota runs away with it. But yeah, I think there's some threats we've talked about multiple times. We got Sneasler, we got Charizard. That's another threat where it got that breaking swipe, and we've seen Dakota kind of want to utilize it against Span's team a lot in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it come again here. Of course, Weird Ear. I don't know how Weird Ear does in this matchup still because we didn't see a lot from it actually in that last game. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the go ahead to go. Haversack,
I'm sorry. You streaming the chat?
it should be. Yeah.
All right. I don't want you to get banned. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. Always Span trying to ban us. Hold on. Let me just
Yeah.
let me just thank you for pointing that out for me, Haversack.
Yeah. No problems.
Always Span trying to get us banned in someone.
Still
He
not
wasn't
quite
even
off the screen.
like here's the thing with Span, right? If he could say something to get us in trouble with the YouTube algorithm and whatnot, um, yeah, he will do it. He's not even in chat or he's not even in the actual VC and he's still managing to do it. That's how good of a guy this Span is at getting us banned.
Good old Span.
And when you think about it, that's actually a real superpower in the DLP. Because no, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think this is a fun matchup. I'm excited to see what Span actually does here, though, because we know it's an uphill battle. We see that Tinkaton lead here, though. We see the Meowstic as well for the Kanto Koraidon side, the Belly Bolt Sneasler for the Lavender Town Lampent side. Haversack,
Oh, sorry. I was typing in the chat to telling Span to not get us banned.
all good, all good.
Uh, all
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Like I think I even said this before the stream. I expected to see the Sneasler here. Curious to see how Span is going to try to get Trick Room up here.
right, and it's important to note that Span brought a Berserker gene on this Tinkaton to get a +2 attack boost off rip. We see the fake out go into the Belly Bolt slot, gets the charge, but it should be flinched for this turn. We see the U-turn go out into the Mouse Stick slot from the Sneasler, and it'll be interesting to see what Lavender Town brings in here. And I mean, this Meowstic, it has potential to put a lot of pressure up, get Trick Room up as well. And we see that Mamoswine actually switch out. The flinch does come out after all. And what did this? Oh, it tricked. It tricked. Okay, okay. Into the. What did it trick?
I believe it tricked.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, it was the Tinkaton. He tricked the Tinkaton to give it a life orb. Oh my god. And we see Rockslide come out here
Interesting.
doing a good amount of damage into that Belly Bolt slot. We see the Psychic Noise go into the Mammo slot as well, but it is protected. Parabolic Charge coming out here, and we see it do a ton of damage into that Meowstic slot, and not very much into the Tinkaton slot, actually. Haversack?
Yep. Not quite enough to get the Meowstic KO, but we're seeing the same problem again. Just not enough damage going on to the belly bolt, and we're seeing it's bound to be a little bit down here.
Right. And, losing all that HP early is not a good sign for sure. And this Belly Bolt's really just good at what it does. And we see the Play Rough miss into the Belly Bolt slot, Psychic
Oh,
Noise into
that
the
is
Belly
just
Bolt
an
slot as well.
unfortunate.
That Parabolic Noise or Parabolic Charge should be stopped here. And we'll see if it comes out. And it did. Oh no.
Wow, that was a creative setup for Span here. Just an unfortunate play rough miss. You hate to see that.
Right, and I think this is one of those things Kanto is known for, uh, generally, and that's not really having an RNG factor. But we see that Meowstic switch out. The Icicle Crash will miss into the Conk Elder slot. Toxapex switched in for the Meowstic slot. Close Combat picked up the KO into the Mamoswine slot on Lavender Town side. And Belly Bolt no longer has that psychic noise affecting its healing moves for that Parabolic Charge. We're going to see Intimidate come out for that Weird Ear. And Conk Elder is not in a great position outside of having the Guts proc. Haversack?
Right, absolutely. Absolutely not here. Just the missing the play rough is putting Span in a terrible position here because I don't see this duo doing enough damage on the belly bolt. We're gonna see some big damage.
Right, and we see that Baneful Bunker from the Toxapex, the high horsepower from the Conch Elder into that Belly Bolt slot. And, this was a nice defensive turn for Span. He got some damage off into the Belly Bolt, and that Toxapex is able to get that Protect off, save the HP for a turn, and now Span's going to have to figure out what he wants to do in this next turn to keep that momentum going. Haversack?
Right, I'm expected to see him some big damage on the parabolic. Oh no, we see a switch out into the mouse hold.
We see the Meowstic
Switch
come
out.
out, and then we see the Toxic Weird Ear from,
uh,
or
See
Toxic into Weird Ear
gravity.
from Toxapex. And Gravity as
Gravity on
well.
the weird here. Curious to see what he's setting up here. Maybe setting up for pop bomb.
Potentially, yeah. There's a number of things you could be running on this mouse hold, knowing that it could be an offensive threat. It could be a support threat, but seeing as the gravity goes up, I'm pretty sure it's going to be an offensive threat with mouse hold, probably hitting all 10 pop bombs, regardless of whatever. And, we see the paralysis go into the mouse hold slot. Pop bomb picks up the KO into the mouse stick slot. And we're seeing
Curious.
Future Sight fail here with the Iron Defense going out into the Toxapex slot, and the Psychic doing massive amounts of damage into the Toxapex slot from Weird Ear as well. And the
Why did the
Unknown will switch in
future
here.
sight fail?
That is a great question. Oh, it was because it was into a slot that was empty. That's why the Future
Oh,
Sights
that's
failed.
that's weird. Oh, okay. I guess that makes it. I'm curious to I wonder if that was a misclick on the pop bomb then.
Right, and we see the Baneful Bunker come out for this Toxapex. Para does come out for that mouse hold here. Future Sight comes out once again, probably into that odd no slot, if I had to guess, because this weird is putting up so much pressure with Psychic already into the Toxapex. Haversack?
Right. Probably gonna see Trick Room come up here. Uh, not much you can do to protect that Toxapex anymore.
Right, and
Probably
we're
gonna
seeing
see a
that weird
pop
ear
bomb.
switch out for the Sneasler here. We're seeing Pop Bomb go into the odd no slot, and Gerald, just kind of taking advantage of that ally switch to get out of a harmful Future Sight. Eject button will proc. Oddno did survive that matchup. Regenerator should get it to full. Infestation comes out for the mouse hold, and we see that Wish go into the Toxapex slot to give it some nice HP as that Conch Elder replaced the Oddno slot as the eject button procced. Haversack?
Right. Um, I think because of the position, I think Span is back in this. We see the mouse hold Sneasler not in a great position.
Right, and we're seeing that fake out
So,
go into the Toxapex slot. Population Bomb goes into the Conch Elder slot. Should pick up the KO here, if I'm not mistaken, thanks to the gravity. And we do see
oh
the
wow.
KO come out here from the mouse hold. And the flinch for Toxapex not really being able to do much. And the Future Sight goes into the Toxapex doing a lot of extra chip into the
And
Toxapex.
boy was I wrong on that one.
And we see Drampa come out here to replace that Conch Elder's empty slot. And we'll see if the Sneasler can pick up the one-hit KO into a potential Drampa, or if Dakota tries to switch out and just get his offense going again. Though I believe if he's running Protect, he can probably play it safe and go for the KO here. We see the Dire Claw go into the Toxapex's Baneful Bunker, Pop Bomb into the Drampa slot. Uh, we know Nervous Cervix probably is not running Wide Lens here. And Pop Bomb potentially picking up the KO. It does not. Berserk does.
Not
And
quite.
he gets flinched!
Oh wow.
And he gets
See
flinched thanks to the King's Rock.
the King's Rock. That is an interesting set there.
Dakota Dakota is in this game fully taking advantage of that Pop Bomb King Rock combo. And so
Span
Span
not
complaining
happy.
a little bit on turn 12 here. And U-turn will pick up the KO into that Drampa slot. And
Yeah, I was expecting turn that Conkelder died. I was expecting a mock punch onto
we see
the
Pop
mouse hole,
Bomb
but it probably
actually
wouldn't
only
have been able
hit
to
twice,
kill.
gets one crit, and the other one not doing very much. We see Toxic come out into that Weird Ear slot, and I won't be surprised to see Toxapex protect here with Audino potentially setting up a Trick Room, though this Gravity has the potential to just end this game here. Now that Audino isn't at 100%. Haversack?
Right. I think this is the battle she wrote here. Not really much Span can do here. All after that play rough miss, it just was downhill from there.
Right, and we see that Toxapex Baneful Bunker here. The Pop Bomb goes into that odd nose slot, picking up the KO like we predicted it would. And this chip's starting to stack up a little bit on Dakota's side, though I don't think it will matter. We see the Paralysis come out, though. Gravity comes up, Infestation into the Mouse Hold slot, and Span's potentially in a good spot here, being able to pick up a potential KO onto this Weird Ear. Haversack?
Well, yeah, that unfortunately we still have a good three Pokemon in the back. If Span does come back from this, it'll be a comeback of a lifetime. I'll say that.
Right, and we see that Baneful Bunker come out for the Toxapex as predicted here. Population Bomb goes into it. Future Sight not able to go into it, but it does pick up the
Right.
KO into the Toxapex after the fact, and that is game. Dakota takes game 2. Span looking to come back in game 3, and I'm sure I'll have someone in my complaints later. But before then, let's go ahead and get Dakota in here. Haversack?
Right. Just we saw a really creative lead from Span here. Just unfortunately didn't quite work out in the end. We see the belly belt Sneasler, Meowstic, Tinkaton fake out into the belly belt, brick into the Tinkaton, U-turn into the Meowstic, solid protect onto the Mamoswine, rock slide, doing a little bit of damage there onto the belly belt. Psychic noise onto the Mamoswine. Airbox charge, picking up some big damage, healing all that damage right back up. And here is where we see the play rough miss onto the Tinkaton. I think if that goes in, we see a very different game. Thinking that probably picks up the KO onto the belly bolt. And then we
Right.
see the Tinkaton take out the getting taken out by the Mamoswine. Muddy Water not doing a much damage after the heal block, preventing the parabolic charge. Close combat, taking out the Mamoswine.
Yeah, and we're gonna see that Weirder switch in, and I think this Weirder was kind of the player of the game, knowing that it was able to threaten that Toxapex the majority of the time. Just made the game a lot harder for Span, especially with getting those future sights up, and then also threatening it in the moment with Psychics after that future sight gets set up. And so nothing Span really wanted to do with this Toxapex was able to really settle it all, and another thing, that mouse hold with the King's Rock, being able to get those flinches was really ridiculous there. And that was the difference maker here for Dakota, not even having to pull out that Charizard. Um, yeah, no. That was a very fun game, though. I'm going to go ahead and send the message to Dakota to get him in here. Hey, for a sec.
Yeah, no, oh, hello, Dakota.
How's it going, guys?
Nice game, Dakota. And I saw you take advantage of the King's Rock tech. That is technically legal in the DLP's main league. So
Doesn't mean it's moral.
congratulations.
No.
Congratulations on the big
I
game 2 win
feel
here today. And
no, I do genuinely feel bad because you can tell that got under his skin a little bit. But no, that was something that I noticed. Actually, I've had that in like the back of my pocket since like the beginning of the league. Since I drafted Mousehold, I went and checked to see what items were banned. And there's a rule that specifically says that King's Rock is not banned. So I definitely exploited that. I wanted to be able to at least once this season, so that was kind of fun.
right. And I'm very, very I left it in there because I wanted someone to abuse it at some point. And so I'm glad you took advantage of it, but Span is not happy.
That is
No.
not happy about it.
But you played a really clean game. You met your win cons throughout the entirety of the game. Span brought a bit more of a fight in the grand scheme of things. How are you feeling going into this game three? Are you feeling pretty confident now that you've kind of reached that 2 game lead? Nice
Yeah,
block.
well, I had kind of said like this wasn't like the best team that I could bring. This was just like the most evil team that I could bring.
Right. Right.
um, so I definitely feel confident going into game three. I know game three is normally where Spanish is picking it up a little bit, and I also did just cheese a win off of him, so he may not be in the best of mood for game three. But I mean, I've always got something up my sleeve.
Right, and I think it's important to note on the Kanto Koraidon side and Spanish's side, in general, like, he said it before, he'll say it again. He either reverse sweeps or he goes 0-3. There's no in between. So we could see either one here. We could really see either one. Um, but yeah, no, you've just been playing really nicely throughout the entirety of the season. You've just been able to meet those win cons consistently across games. I think one of the earliest ones that I remember being super hype was when you pulled off that crazy comeback against the Citadark Night Terrors and Crimson Absol. Um,
Oh man, that was a close one.
And so, like seeing you just keep up the momentum going into like the right time of the season and be able to utilize everything on your draft, being able to make the right decisions in prep and in game. I think the entire league has exactly one question for you. Are you going to win the entire league?
I I mean, I hope so. I mean, I'm looking at, Gamer and PCR. Gamer just won his first game, and he won it in a really, you know, really strong fashion against PCR. So, I mean, I hope so, right? Like I I can't make any promises, but I'm definitely like staring that down now because like, I mean, where else do I go from here? And then also it's like, if not now, then when, right? Like
Right.
if this isn't, a championship doesn't come around every now and then, so it's like if this is my opportunity with the draft that I had, then I better go and take it. I got the team for it. Yeah.
hmm And I think it's just so important to have a coach like you in the league, be a rookie, come into your first season in the DLP, and be able to just like prove that just because you're a rookie, it doesn't mean you can't perform well in the DLP, the main league especially. I think that's the most impressive thing I've seen from you this season. So yeah, no, I
Yeah, I was
think
actually kind of nervous this season just because I wasn't sure where I fit in in the bracket, but I've definitely like proven it to myself that I belong here.
yeah, and I think it's so important to have coaches like you just in the league in general because we want to have a high competition every game we can and have fun with it while we're doing it and you tend to do both of those pretty consistently. So, yeah, no.
Yeah. No, I mean at the end of the day we're just having fun, right? Like yeah, it was a little cheesy to have a King's Rock mouse hold, but I bet you it made someone laugh out there.
It
I
made
will
me laugh.
probably have to sift through all the complaint files with Happy and figure out a verdict on the new updated rulings now that we've had our fun, Dakota.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another thing. It's like I don't necessarily believe that that rule should exist. So in a way, this is almost like a protest to be like, hey, this is kind of a bad this rule may need some updating or looked at, you know?
Yeah, no, and that's kind of the DLP way, like consistently across league history, we've just been a league where like we'll have everything unbanned unless it's like overtly crazy.
Yeah,
And
because I
so
mean, if someone does this, like Mousehold becomes like a like almost like an S tier mon.
right, and I think
I mean, it
I
already
think my
pretty much
mind actually
is.
goes to when we allowed last respects, like unbanned last respects in our Chalidon in season one for Peverell's first run to the finals and championship win, and we banned it swiftly after that season. But yeah, I mean, you're utilizing the rules. You read through them. You knew what you were gonna do, and I don't think anyone can blame you at the end of the day. Was there any part of the game where you were like extra happy about how it turned out, or was that just kind of how it
Um,
went?
I mean, it definitely did make me happy that I at least got one flinch because I was getting a lot of KOs with the
Right.
population bomb. Um, so it did. I was glad that like one got through. But I will be honest, like Spanish played a lot tougher of a game this game. Like I had to think about some of the moves that I had. He didn't bring the Mimikyu,
Right.
which I was kind of
Right.
accounting for, and so the fact that that wasn't there, it like kind of changed like the progression of my game plan a little bit. But I mean, we adapt.
Yeah,
sure.
I was curious to see what you thought about the play roughness in the beginning. If that hits, how do you see this game being different?
Was the play rough
It was into the belly bowl.
into the belly bowl?
Times two, life orb, play rough, miss.
I mean, yeah, that definitely could play out a little different. But at the same time, like I had a couple mons that didn't even hit the field, so or like that barely did anything. I think the Sneasler kind of jumped out of there pretty early, and the Charizard never hit the field. So I mean, yeah, it would have changed like the outlook of the game, but I don't think it would have changed the results of it. To be honest, like I just would have switched to another mon to keep applying the pressure.
Right. And I
Fair enough.
think on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you think RNG decided this game? Because, we saw a bunch of misses throughout from both sides. Um, you think it was pretty even or it was fair on both sides for the most part?
It seemed fair. I mean, I definitely tilted the favors in my direction, um, intentionally, right? Like,
Right. Right.
um, so I could say that it was completely fair, but it was fair to me. I don't have complaints.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where as the playoffs keep going, people are gonna learn your bag. We're probably gonna have to ban Kings Rock out of Span's protest at this point. So
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I think it should be banned.
yeah, yeah, I think it should be banned. I just left it in there because what if someone wanted to utilize it? What if someone wanted to utilize it? But yeah, no, I'm glad you got to utilize it. Congrats on the game 2 win, and we're gonna try to wrap it up here. Um, Appreciate you guys for showing up today, and sorry for the long wait on the stream. I didn't mean for it to go as long as I did. I just got a little crazy with my forgetting to do things. So yeah, no, I appreciate everyone who watched this stream. I'm Clomps. I'm joined here today with Haversack. Any last words,
Yep.
Haversack?
No, man, that was a good game. It's fun to watch
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
definitely. Glad I
I
can put on a performance for you guys.
Yeah, no,
for
and I
sure.
had a lot of fun going into this one. I always enjoy streaming once I get into it. The hardest part is always the setup. Um, but yeah, no, I'm Clomps, Haversack, Dakota, one game two. And we'll see you in game 3. See y'all.
Have a good night, everyone.
See ya.